Hello, beings of light. Welcome to this transmission where I felt guided to share with you some energetic process that I've been implementing for the last few weeks. And it was super, super powerful. And some parts of it were quite intense, but I wanted to share it with you here. And it is to install the Divine Mother archetype into your psyche. Not many of us have had the fortunate opportunity to really interface with the Divine Mother archetype in the human form. With all due respect and love to our genetic mothers, that's just the reality of this plane at the moment. And that is changing, but still, most of us have fragmented experience of the true Divine Mother archetype that we are so used to being held and nourished by in other dimensional life forms, and is quite jarring to experience the absence of that totality through human incarnation that we've had to endure. And all due respect to the lessons that we've learned, you're actually able to download that into your psyche. And you'll notice that more and more it becomes an internal voice or a presence that accommodates you throughout your days, throughout all the situations, through every single ebb and flow of your reality. You'll notice that this voice, which might have had a dominating presence of the inner critic or a wounded child or a wounded mother or a wounded father, become harmonized by this ever-present Divine Mother archetype. So I would love to assist you in downloading and installing this into your psyche. And please don't be thrown off by the more technological terms that I use, because that's quite literally some of the star lineages that I have and how I work with, for example, Sirian star systems, Arcturian star systems, Andromedan star systems, have a very technical way of approaching energetic circuitry. So it's not meant to sound synthetic, but it's quite literally how it appears as these hyperdimensional energetic configurations. A very easy way to describe it is in those technical terms. But this is all biological energy, it's all organic energy, and it's all source energy. We'll be connecting with the Shekinah, we'll be connecting with Paradevi, we'll be connecting with the Divine Sophia, and we're going to be working this in through all the layers of your field, of your biofield, your mental field, your emotional field, and your physical field. And you'll notice that somehow you'll draw in over time, as you integrate this Divine Mother archetype, people who reflect this quality of truly being this divine feminine presence in your life. So this could be new girlfriends or pre-existing girlfriends that upgrade into more and more of this attunement. It could be new mentors, both masculine and feminine. And it could be a technology or a system that you begin to activate. And most importantly, an internal voice that even when you're in crisis, even when you're in your shadows, even when you're thriving, there's this constant, unconditionally loving, divine feminine presence that embodies the Sophia, that embodies the Shekinah, that embodies Paradevi, just consistently throughout your whole life, which is such a blessing. And you may even notice that these come up sometimes as in your third eye, beings of light, or a quiet presence in the background, or just a complete falling into deep reverence and love with your physical sensations, your sensuality, your experience of this grounded physicality, and the ever fluctuating flow of life itself. So I'm honored to share this with you today. I am guided to mention the strong presence of Hathors and the goddess of Hathor as a whole. and the planetary consciousness of Venus that is in so many ways representative of this divine feminine energy in this solar system. So these are some of the archetypes that we'll be touching on. I hope you enjoy. So this is going to be an energy session with light language and frequencies. Lay back and receive. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to be cognitively active. You can either fall asleep or just drift or meditate, or you could be actively listening. Whatever you feel is up to you, and it's up to your energetic configuration, and you can return to this as many times as you would like. Much love to you. And without further ado, let's get started. Arriving in the totality of your being. Without a method, without a process, simply arriving in the totality of your presence. Vibrating with the field of your axis, your vertical column of light that map out your interdimensional coherence, found in your central column. As you rest your awareness in the central column, in the core of your central column, the 0-point field, the non-dual presence that maps out the foundation of your being here on Earth. Earth as a symbol, Earth as an archetype of this density. Something, everything, and nothing simultaneously. Grounding into the planetary field of the Earth, requesting a harmonization with the planetary field to your biofield, resonating in harmonic overtones, establishing planetary biofield connection, and through the crystalline hologram of the Earth, connecting with the void, the great mother presence, the womb where you arose. And as you vibrate into the awareness of your total physicality that ironically amplifies as you release into this void, as you release into nothingness, your natural vibrations arise, more alive than ever. Paradox and coherence. Nashtumaikia yanda yo esia ya na asoya kia nera kotea ioma sia shuktea oa sia nikia. Now as you connect within to your central column, allow yourself to notice this direct connection with the divine spirit, source, the essence of source. Divinity as you know it, in wisdom, in felt experience, as you invoke this realignment to recall that which you are effortlessly divine. Nekoma atea Psyche Ren, source. And through your heart's toroidal field, the electromagnetic emissions of your heart, vibrating in cohesion to source and void simultaneously. Again, paradox and cohesion. And as you allow yourself to experience this paradox in harmony, this is the quantum field. Notice the crystalline probability fields, the crystalline possibility fields that are syncing up as you allow yourself to just rest here effortlessly. Now opening through the fields. I'm invoking in your superconscious mind, the total crystalline blueprint of your superconscious mind coming online, active, lighting up through the fields, requesting that you remain seated in this field of the superconscious mind throughout this session, if you so choose, if this feels good for you. If you feel resistance, honor the resistance. You may drift off into a restful state where you can allow your subconscious mind to do the work. Or both, if you so choose. Releasing into the heart. And requesting assistance from the archetypes of your medical teams. These are your interdimensional medical teams. That's just a symbolic metaphor we use to begin to work through your internal shaman, your internal medicine woman, your medicine man, your internal healer coming online. Activate. Requesting to release any egoic constructs, inflation constructs, to gently set aside its hyperactive role just for this session. And further on, if you so choose, just resting for a moment, resting your mind, resting your questions, resting your logic, resting your linearity. Set it down for a moment. It's safe to set that down. Surrendering into the higher intelligence of your being that becomes active more and more as you set down your limitations, set down your egoic constructs, set down the hypermanagement, set it down. Set down the logic, set down the reasoning, set down the signals of survival. And you're always welcome to pick it back up when you would like. But just for a moment, experiment with what it's like to totally and utterly set those down. The limitations, the reasoning, the fear-based constructs, the egoic restrictions. Have you ever in your life completely involuntarily set it all down with full trust that there is a field of higher intelligence that'll pick you right back up when you set those down? Remember the field of nature of all there is, and all of its spectrums of expressions. The animating force of nature. You're just allowing yourself to tune in, attune to that field of nature. Notice that it animates you as well. So you don't need to micromanage, you don't need to hypermanage, you don't need to plan so much, you don't need to know everything. It's okay to let those go. And you're not required to let those go forever, but start with now. How about now? Orangai no eashanko easai. Yangoraya mnearai sundia mekoshai. Nurai kiasu meketerai sukiasho. Okay, now that we've let those psychic imprints be identified and witnessed vibrationally, held with love, and resting in the field of your essence nature. That's it. Release. It is you have always been there. The truer version of you. Now tune in to your field now from this expanded state. You'll notice that there's a constant vibration of the Divine Mother in the background that would have been difficult to hear with all of those egoic psyche imprints making so much noise. But as we dim that down, you notice you can hear the Divine Mother humming in her most primordial tones as a constant variable in your life, in your reality, in your consciousness. Listen. The sound of the womb that you were nurtured in. Do you notice that you are, always have been, and always will be surrounded and nurtured by the womb of the Divine Mother. You are provided for through this womb. You are loved beyond measure from this womb. You are protected in this womb of the great Divine Mother. Now tuning into your oversoul template. And as you become aware of your oversoul crystalline template, as you become aware of the quantum structure of your oversoul, allowing yourself to stabilize with your central axis into the quantum template of the oversoul. Settle, settle, settle. Click. Stabilize. And it arises naturally as you become aware of this effortless divine presence of the Mother, the cosmic Mother that loves you beyond measure. Tuning in back to your central column as a request to pull up, crystallize and anchor through your central column the essence of the Divine Mother into its highest prismatic form that is relevant to your oversoul. Incarnate through this body, allowing this transfusion to occur through the interdimensional configuration, spin ratio, and ascension patterns that is organic to your soul and your body, your mind, and your emotions, and requesting to install this template of the Divine Mother, the essence of the Divine Mother, into your psyche. Lighting up through the appropriate sections of your biofield in the appropriate sequence that is aligned with your soul. Merakutaraya sai shai so infusing light through the order of the seraphims and through the Sophia dragons, weaving through. Share aya sornana koreana sukatea so and requesting a mirror calibration through the Gaian oversoul for full and total planetary civilization of your new psychic interface of the Divine Mother. Welcome. Anchoring and sealing through the relevant chakras, meridians, and energetic points. Through your biofield. Becoming aware of these somatic shifts. And allowing yourself to now witness, notice if there's any archetypes, gods, goddesses, presences, beings of light, galactic presence, angelic presence, planetary presence, or simply sound light vibrations that come online as you bask in the receptivity of this gift, this blessing, this inheritance of your divinity embodied as human form here now. Nakotarai siarandai kumaya sia yaranoko ai saikot nanaikia nanaiki randa airum aira saiki aranai sai in alignment with the stellar systems and portal interfaces through your galactic lineage. Anchor, align, 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 harmonize. Katoraya sandaya, ja, 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 skumaya sia, ju, 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 ju. Well done. Settling into your solar plexus as we breathe into these upgrades, your psyche's ascension. Saya mai kia kia no kia sai reka toya sai kia nekai ia sai sho allow silence. Can you allow silence? Sealing this field in divine protection. Crystal's field of coherence. Christ Sophia. Ein Sof. Nakotera estomate asosai kia shai soyasai shu. Anchoring through. Sealing complete. All work complete. Remember the process of this integration can be so gentle, so subtle, but profoundly deep if you allow it. Enjoy your integration period. Thank you for your service, your energetic service that ripples out into the collective field profoundly. And please rest. Take full deep breaths to integrate the session.